Ladies and gentlemen, the Kings are stuck in mediocrity right now. So if y'all don't know, the Kings have fired Mike Brown, former coach of the year. And it just left me wondering, why? Why fire the coach who helped you make a playoff appearance for the first time since the 2000s? Now I know some of y'all finna say, Jazz, he's been mid this year. And yeah, although I do understand that, y'all gotta also understand that you can't just force everything. Sometimes there's gonna be rough patches. And I felt like that this was a year that the Kings didn't have to rush anything. I mean, let's be for real. The Kings weren't winning anything in the West. And sure, they could have made a splash. They could have surprised some people. But they weren't winning the championship, so who gives a f. If I was the Kings GM though, obviously the goal was to be competitive, right? Like a competitive team in the West. If that was the case, then why did you fire Mike Brown? If you look at the coaching trading market right now, you're not gonna get anything too close to Mike Brown. Some of the big names are Taylor Jenkins, Willie Green, and Chauncey Billups. Those are all, respectfully, mid coaches. And it just felt like the Kings pressed that red button. They pressed the panic button. And pressing that red button when you're only halfway into the season with this new core is wild to me. Now I did hear some things about DeRozan getting benched, and if that's true, then that's kinda wild. I mean, what do you want DeRozan to do? He's doing everything you expected him to do. 20 points on good efficiency, solid defense. So that might be more of a GM mistake because they could have got someone else. And I've heard some people say that DeRozan was stunning Keegan Murray's growth and that's why he got benched. But my counterclaim to that is, what is Keegan Murray's role besides shooting? Now yeah, obviously DeRozan takes up some of Keegan Murray's minutes, but the minutes that Keegan Murray does play, he's been shooting abysmal. How is that DeRozan's fault? Keegan Murray's role is to literally just shoot the ball. He can't drive to the rim, his defense is league average, and he can't create his own shot. He is quite literally just asked to shoot the ball. So this is definitely not DeRozan's fault. But if Mike Brown did want DeRozan benched, I can see why. It was even a week ago when the Kings were on a 6-game losing streak. If you're Sacramento, then maybe experimenting a little wouldn't have been that bad. I mean, your team has been asked the whole season, currently standing as the 12th seed, so why not experiment a little? Now at the same time, if you're Mike Brown, I don't think you have to bench DeRozan, like that's kinda crazy. But if you adjusted the rotations, and even experimented with different lineups during the game, then I think he would still be in Sacramento right now. But even then, was Mike Brown really the root of the problems in Sacramento right now? Because I highly doubt it. The rookie who had an amazing season, Keegan Murray, is playing terrible. De'Aaron Fox is asking for a big ass bag. Kevin Huerter deadass might be out the league in 2 years. And Malik Monk has been playing average basketball. Still solid basketball, but he just hasn't had the impact that he had years prior. The roster is regressing, and I feel like it's only been Fox and Sabonis who has been growing the last 2 years. Everybody else has shown signs of regression. And I think when you're on a team in the West, and you're trying to be a competitive playoff team, your guys cannot regress. Especially because the West is only seeming to get stronger over the years. Just look at the Thunder in 2023. Most would have called them a lottery team, lucky to even make the play-in. Look at the Thunder the year after. They made it to the second round and took the Mavs to 6. Mind you, if they didn't sell the lead in Game 6, then there's a possibility to make the conference finals too. And I haven't even brung up the Mavs, the Grizzlies, or the Nuggets. Those are all teams that respectfully wiped the floor with Sacramento in a playoff series. There's two paths Sacramento could go down. Either A, they pay De'Aaron Fox and keep this core together for the future, or B, they let Fox walk in free agency and target another star. It's a difficult negotiation for the Kings. If they sign Fox, which Fox wants a $345 million extension, then that's going to take up a lot of the salary that the Kings have. In simpler terms, the Kings won't be able to keep all their guys. But at the same time, if you do decide to let Fox walk in free agency, are you going to get a player that's better than him or that can match his skill set? The biggest names in the trade market right now are Julius Randle, Jimmy Butler, and Brandon Ingram. And to be honest with y'all, I think we could all agree that De'Aaron Fox is better than all of them. Me personally, I wouldn't re-sign Fox though. Such a heavy contract can definitely get in the way of other pieces too. By pieces, I mean other players. Or maybe it really is just a roster construction problem. Maybe all the Kings really need is a few trades, and they'll be right up there on the top of the West. But I want to hear y'all thoughts, man. Do you think Mike Brown should have been fired? Do you think he should have stayed? Me personally, I think firing Mike Brown was pressing the panic button, and they definitely did not need to do that halfway into the season. If I was the Kings, just let the team mesh. This is a good roster that has potential. But that's it for me. Let me know what y'all think. Until later, I'll see y'all. Peace.